Okay, I think I'm live. Yep, that's working. Cool. Volume up high enough? It should be. All right, now let's get the screen working. Let's make sure we can share the screen. Okay. Ready to go. I think I'm ready to start. Okay. Welcome to this show. I am your host. My name is Terrence, and I am going to be doing a vibe code show. This is a vibe code show, bro. And today's project is just a show. Like we're gonna make something silly. I don't know about you, but as I continue to endure the ongoing promotional experience of being someone in technology, I'm kind of like always inundated with these things, these these webinars, and it just struck me today how like normal it is to see these heads floating in squares next to like some topic. And this is no shade at this particular webinar or these people at all, but it's just so silly that we do this, that we have these webinars. Come to my webinar. And this is probably very valuable information, but I thought it would be so funny if I could create a platform where you could just spin up a webinar with random strangers who wanted to talk about a particular topic. And that's it. And I was thinking we could vibe code this on the show, bro. And what that would basically entail would be building a website landing page, I think, not this complex or intimidating, but just it would show like the webinar details. So like, what it is, what they're talking about, who's going to jump in. And if you create the topic, like maybe it's just your head and another person, but you could add people. I have no idea, but I figure, what the heck, why not? All right, so this is the idea. A fake webinar platform, and I want to build it in Google AI Studio. I've had a lot of fun working with Gemini 3 recently, and I thought it would be really neat for a couple reasons. One is I think it'd be neat if there was a way for me to automatically live stream this on YouTube. That way I don't have to worry about all of the hosting of the video platform. Like, just use what's available. If it's not, we'll return to this in a later episode. At the very least, I thought it'd be funny to just like have a fun image that you kind of created, like a slide for your webinar, and it would post the topic and how many people and when you were going to do it. So like MVP would be like, let's just create this, and then it would be set up the actual live stream on YouTube. And then maybe there's like some email functionality where like people can follow and see which webinars are coming up. I don't know. Maybe we'll even change the platform. But I'm going to walk you through my process as if this was like something I was going to be very thoughtful about. So let's get into it. All right. So I start my projects in Gemini. Nothing fancy here. And the reason is I want to capture my idea and I want to bounce it off the AI. So I'm going to speak half the time into my computer if you're interested, I use this plugin called Super Whisperer. It's pretty fun. And this way, I'll just be able to type with my voice. Hey, Gemini, I want to build a fake webinar platform. The idea is pretty simple. People can create a new webinar on the fly by coming up with a topic and setting the number of participants and then making a proposed date or time. And then as soon as the participants are, I guess, signed up, they will join in a live conference and have this webinar. And it can be about whatever they want. There'll be a discovery page where people can see which webinars are coming up. And one thing we're going to do is we want to integrate some Nano Banana slide creation using the faces of the people involved. But Nano Banana is going to get to work its magic in making these fun and entertaining and topical. Give me your feedback on this idea. Help me think through how we could implement it. I'm curious if I can use YouTube to launch these web conferences. So maybe there's an API that you can help me navigate. And any other feedback you might have would be super helpful. Okay, so that's going to paste this into Gemini. Hopefully it works. I rambled. We will see. Oh, sick. All right. There we go. Okay, so we're going to let Gemini cook. And just to give you a little perspective on how I'm going to use this information is, number one, just straight up planning. Number two, we're going to think through the actual implementation. So I'm going to have Gemini tell me exactly how it thinks I should be building this. And then number three is I'm actually going to have it give me a prompt for AI Studio. So that way I can just come into AI Studio, hopefully have it execute a task-based plan. That way it's on topic. It's, it's working its way towards a decided goal, and it doesn't get super innovative in its approach, which is good because we kind of want it to stay focused. So that's the general gist. Okay, cool. Great. So this is a fantastic forward-thinking concept. Wow. You are essentially proposing a no-camera video podcast webinar platform where the visuals are handled. So this is not what I intended, but I like this idea. This solves a major friction point for creators needing to look camera ready. I don't think that's a huge problem. And in fact, I think it'd be more fun to show up. So, okay, I have to get this right. So even before we read through all this stuff, I'm going to say, oh no, I think you missed part of the the proposal here. The intention is for people to show up and discuss the topic live. The Nano Banana integration is only used for the slide, the cover slide. I'll give you an image reference so you can understand what I'm talking about. And this is obviously just part of it. You need to be able to give the AI proper instruction. So nothing we haven't handled before. All right, so I'm going to paste that image there and make sure that my prompt went in correctly. So hopefully it'll understand what we're trying to do. And actually, I already made this kind of things for my little slide. So I'm going to be like, let's see if it can do this. It'll get it. It'll get it, I'm sure. Yeah, okay. So now it has a visual reference, and we'll just see if it can figure it out. I hope it gets it. I honestly hope it still thinks it's forward thinking. We'll see. All right. Let it cook a little bit more. And then let's see. I just gotta wait for it. I gotta wait for it. It's a little slow. Sometimes it's really fast. Also, if you're wondering too why I'm using Google AI Studio versus Cursor or Claude Code, is there's no particular reason. I just want to try it. I built some really fun games with my nieces and nephews, which I hope to share someday. But in the meantime, Uncle Terra is going to start working on the Google AI Studio. All right, so thank you for the visual correction. This makes a huge difference in understanding scope. Yeah, I agree. All right, cool. So the core experience, human. The actual value proposition is live human connection, real people showing up to discuss the topic in real time. This is not an AI simulated conversation. No, correct. The nano banana roll is strictly the dynamic visual engine. Yes. Cool. Why does this distinction matter? It would have assumed that it would need AI tech to generate the content, which would be very heavy and expensive and way above my understanding of how to do things. Does this align with the pitch? Yes. All right, so this is a live event wrapper. You're proposing a system where you can spin up a high-quality branded webinar instance with the cover slide automatically generated instantly, but the meat of the event remains. Yes. The tool promoting it as a way to. No. We're focusing on the series of pitching a specific series of live talks. Okay, cool. Yeah. So just to be clear, the goal is just to spin up these webinars for people. They can create their own webinars about whatever topic they want. And we just use Nano Banana to like take their headshots and put them into a slide. Does that make sense? This would actually be useful. Like I spend way too much time on LinkedIn, and I see a lot of people, ranting about stuff in the industry and stuff at work. And I just think it'd be hilarious if LinkedIn had a little bit more humor and people kind of attended these webinars. Oh God. Yeah. Okay, cool. This makes perfect sense. We're building a no design webinar generator. Cool. Revise breakdown the workflow. User input. User simply fills out a form. How to make soup. Speakers. They can just tap to add heads. It creates the compositing engine. Okay. Composing engine, I thought maybe. It automatically crops the photos and applies the styling, yada, yada, yada. Result, user gets professional grade marketing asset. Great. The value prop is velocity and consistency. Cool. Yeah. Yes, I am removing the graphic designer. Is Nano Banana going to be standalone web app? It's going to be a feature. Yeah, it's just going to be a feature inside of the larger platform. The user flow is essentially, number one, come to the fake webinar homepage. See all the fake webinars happening. 2, user clicks create new webinar. 3, they name their webinar. 4, they pick a date. 5, they set the number of guests. 6, they publish it. Oh, never mind. 7, they choose the theme style of their webinar cover. And these would be the things that Nano Banana generates. 8, they make their selection and post it live for people to see upcoming webinars they can join. Gosh, I should not be doing these at night. Let's see. All right, so it's going to be a live feature. User flows essentially. Okay, number 1, 2 or 2, 3, they didn't webinar. 5, they set the number of guests. 6, they choose the theme of their webinar cover. 3, styles generated by Nano Banana. Okay, I'm going to leave that. That's funny. They publish it live. Okay, cool. So at least I can just organize some sort of a user flow here. I may have thoroughly confused this thing. And that's fine. It's not my job to unconfuse. Well, actually, it is my job to not confuse the thing. Okay, so we'll see here. This is really going well so far. 15 minutes in, almost 16 minutes in. That's great. I'm just going to have a little bit of my dandy blend here. Okay. I think it's getting it. Yes. Corporate performance art. That's awesome. Yeah, I love this. All right. So this creates a really funny, engaging dynamic. Platform creates the veneer of a high stakes corporate event. Yes. Yes. Cool. Yep. 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 Cool. Why toasters are scary. That's awesome. Great. Oh, this is awesome. You know what? One more thing I want to add when creating a new webinar is a topic generator. You just gave me a great example why toasters are scary. Imagine if we could do that for people when they go and create a topic. Make sure this is baked into our plan. Okay. I really like that. It'd be so fun to just like take a break, jump on this thing, jump into a topic that's like random, and yeah, just chat with people about, you know, important things. Great. Super fun. Super fun. Let's see. Date and time, guest configs. Cool. So to define the topic flavor, to make the generator work well, we need to decide on the vibe of the randomizer. Since the platform visually mimics high-end corporate tools, the humor hits hardest if the topics contrast with that aesthetic. Say more. Option A, corporate satire. Optimizing serial crunch velocity. Purely absurd. Hot take. Yeah, I think that's kind of fun. Like, let's just start with option A. Now finish the plan for building the platform that we're proposing here. All right, we need to get going. I need to get this thing rocking. Yikes. Come on, baby. I wonder if I play music, would that be annoying? That might be annoying. We'll just try it anyways. Okay. You guys can just tell me in the comments if this is annoying, but I'm gonna play right now. Let's see here. All right, so what do we got going on here? Cool, the project proposal, the fake webinar platform, social platform, yada, 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 core user experience, lobby, home, cool. Grid of professional looking webinar cards, the creator studio, frictionless wizard, yada, yada. The technical build plan, solve the blank page problem with humor, great. So cool. Text generation module, simple LLM wrapper, tuned to option A, corporate satire. The prompt strategy, yada, 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 yada. Cool. Dice roll, yep, like that. Cool, great. Okay, nice. It's thinking about a dynamic layout. Look at that. Guest one, use the hero portrait layout. Oh, that's cool that you could actually just do this yourself. That's great. The 3 style system. Style A, Webflow, gradients, the dark mode, black background. Cool. I like it. Yeah, sure. Cool. This is something where I'd want Nano Banana to do this. We'll see, but we're just going to keep going. Boardroom, live, infrastructure, goal, actual venue for conversation, audio, integration, real-time community, live kit or Agora. Oh, sick. Okay, cool. When users join the room, you get cool. Interaction, chat. Nice. Love that. Phase 4, the feed grid, mass, great. Social proof, 20. Proposed tech stack front end. Yep. Next, design engine. Great. Live media. Cool. Back end DB. Supabase. Cool. Yeah. Satire prompt logic. Build it now. Great. Awesome. Nope. This is great. Give me a prompt for Google AI Studio to begin building this in a task-based workflow. Okay. Sweet. I really like this. I love the details that it's thinking through. This is like, you have this debate with people like, is AI gonna replace jobs? Is it really creative? Should it be making music? And I don't have an answer for these things, but my instinct and experience is that it will just enhance the creative process. Like, you just think of like little decisions, little tweaks that you hadn't considered before, and it could really make it super fun and just add a all new dynamic to it. Okay, so cool. Task 1, task 2, task 3, task 4. Cool. All right, so let's go. I got it here. I'm gonna say, here's this. I'm on the Gemini 3 Pro preview. Huh. Okay. I mean, that's what I want. I'm not going to even mess with any of this. Yeah, I want React. Okay. So what am I doing? Just to recap, we've got this whole conversation we've had about planning our fake webinar platform. And we're going to come back to this in a second because there's so much more to do. But now we have also generated a plan in Gemini to build this using Gemini. I probably could have started here and just, done this here, but I like having 2 agents up at a time because it allows me to kind of go back and forth. You could even have 3 or 4 agents and do it like you would, big dog. So we're just gonna click build at this point. I might have to update my account. Some other little things I want to call out here, working with Google AI Studio, because it's not super new. Well, it's relatively new. But some of the things I like here that give me confidence is like just having a little GitHub integration means I can build this thing here and just start for fun and not have to spin up all the infra around it. I can let Google Studio do its thing, hopefully get some previews going. But they've got some just basic interactions here that I could lean on. So it's easy for me to, continue working on this if it's not a total dumpster fire. Cool. So that said, it's writing code, and we're going to let it write its code. Looks like there's 2 tabs here. You've got a preview mode and a code mode, and this is so freaking fast. It's already starting to render something. And you can see it's working down here. All right. Now, I think you can probably add new, you could add new features here, and it probably will queue them up, but I just don't want to mess with this. This is when I go back to Gemini and start thinking about other things. So this is the fun stuff. Like, hey, what do you think that this app should be called? And I just start thinking about the larger scope of things. If you were using this for your own startup, your own idea, you could even start a project or a folder and keep all of these items in one place. Gemini is really awesome at relatively awesome at managing the files that you create in a session. So for instance, one thing I probably should have done is had this markdown file created in the Canvas, which is a way to kind of persist some of the work that you do while you're chatting. And it just keeps it here so you've got a record for it, and then you can send that over to Google Docs later if you need to, or Google Drive. It's just it's a great place to get thinking started. Cool. All right, so that's enough on that. All right, since the aesthetic is hyper corporate, but the content is hyper casual, the name needs to be the straight man in the comedy duo. Okay. It should sound like a B2B SaaS tool that had just raised a Series A. I agree. The jargon route, my favorite. Circle back. That's great. Touch base. Oh, I love this. This is so good. Hard stop. This is really good. Keynote, panels, tech draft. Okay. All right. These are my favorite. Okay, I love touchback, circle back, and hard stop. Can you do a little research to see if there are already domains for these names? I also like Offsite, but there are many companies named Offsite. Breakout, Town Hall, All Hands. All Hands is kind of cool too. I like that. It sounds kind of goofy, but it's, yeah. I kind of like that. All right, we'll let that work. All right, what do we got? Nice. It's already ready to go. Let's go. Okay. Satire 3 buzzword engine. Disrupting dry sandwiches? Yes. This is such a good feature too, because I was like, what am I gonna create now? Okay. Unpacking naps. I like that. Look at this. Oh, that is so good. It came up with its own generator. Dark mode. Oh, I gotta upgrade my own app to use dark mode. Okay. Unpacking naps. All right. Sick. Oh, when's my date? You know what I need is we need a date and we need a time. And actually, I feel like it's kind of BS to have a date. It should be like, when are you, like, you know, do you even need a date? It should just be like today, and kind of like whenever people jump in, right? So like, no, let's say. So you can schedule it. Maybe this is a pro feature. Maybe it's kind of like, this is not a good reference. It's almost like chat roulette, but for a webinar. So like you put it up there, it's just like whenever somebody joins, that's when it goes live and you get a notification. I don't have to think about this some more. What happens when I hit this? Nano Banana Live Preview. I wonder if this actually is. This is not Nano Banana. Although these are pretty good. I like this is like an interactive thing. That's kind of sick. Huh. This makes me think too, the experience for the homepage could really be more of like one at a time rather than a huge grid. Because then you could just like see who's joining. Or you could even just join. Two tabs, I'm thinking. Like one's live and one's upcoming. So you can like browse and watch. This is so silly. Okay, cool. All right. Let's do this. We start by writing the cut. Okay, cool. Okay, this is great. I want to try posting this. Can you please create a homepage with two tabs? One has actually, let me back out of this. I'm going to ask it a question. Okay, where are we in our tasks? I think it's already created this. We're just going to double check here. All right, we need a second. Touch base. This is the crucial check. There's already touch base. Cool. Verdict dangerous, verdict crowded. Hard stop. I like that. Surprisingly open. Cool. Hard stop. Reason to leave. Hard stop. I like it. All right, we're going to call it hard stop. Conversations with a deadline. Ooh, I like that. Was distinct enough? Okay, cool. Hard stop. That's pretty good. Hard stop. All right, let's do it. Hey, we're going to update the name of the app to Hard Stop. Update this everywhere it makes sense. Yeah. I mean, I think it completed 4. Let's see. Speakers. I love this feature. Deep dive burnt popcorn, navigating Zoom fatigue, navigating dry sandwiches. This is also potentially like a game. Like if you do these remote work kind of games where you take a break and you play like Draw.io or like any other number of like web-based games, this is just like a different feature. And you could kind of like, I don't know, this could spin into like a Mad Libs where like you're all in there and you have to talk, and then like the AI prompts you with new topics based on what's come up. Like there's a moderator. That's kind of what I'm thinking. Okay, cool. All right, so we got a name. We'll figure out if we can get this later. I'll show you a cool tool I built to test this. And what I want to do now is I actually want to see if I can't resolve some of these UX problems and get Gemini to kind of help me do that. So, okay, we have the first version of our app ready to go. See the attached screenshot. One thing I'm trying to think through is how do we reduce the friction around the date? I'm almost thinking we just remove it. And what would happen is you'd create the event. You would be the one hosting the event, or at least one of the speakers. And then you would be able to have other people, like random strangers, sort of join. And once the spots have filled up, kind of like in a video game like Rocket League or something like that, you can then begin the webinar. Because the name's Hard Stop, I almost think like you can only you get to talk until like someone has to make a hard stop, or maybe there's a time limit on how long the conversation can go. I'm also curious if there's a way for us to include a moderator, so you avoid this blank slate problem where people are like chatting but not really having any direction. The moderator should be like an AI-driven moderator that guides the conversation based on the topic. What do you think about these ideas? I know that was a lot. But this is why this is so fun. And if you're like a scatterbrain creative person, like you can just talk into this thing and it will break it down for you and make it something you can work with. All right, what's going on back here? Hard Stop. Killer. I want this. I kind of want to be able to like have it take a photo of me too. Work on that. This is a massive and brilliant. I know, I'm getting so smart. You are moving from a webinar tool, which requires planning, to corporate omogle. What the heck is that word? I'm going to have to Google that one. What does that mean? Talk to strangers? Oh, cool. With free video chat. Sick. Oh, cool. I guess I could do this. Let's see. Guy, girl. Okay. We'll see if this works. Video is monitored. Keep it clean. Video. Start chatting. Wow, can I do this many videos at once? Yikes. Show your or cherry from France. Huh. Bad vibes. Okay. I don't know if I just want to get in there and start talking to strangers, which is, probably something to think about, because if you're going to put people into a room and have them talk about something random, at least that absorbs some of the awkwardness. Like, I don't have to unpack who I am or say, hi, how are you? It's got to be like, you got to go and you have to like run that topic. So I think that that's fun. Cool. Empty rooms. Cool. Rocket League. Cool. All right. So let's come back to our things, but it's good to know that there is something else out there, and that I could probably do a little bit of thinking about how to improve that. Cool. So we're talking about the empty room. So we need the lobby. So no scheduling. It's just going to go. You see a card, wide pigeon, yada, yada. Wait, wide pigeons are government. Yep. The status, 2 of 4 speakers joined. Cool. The trigger. Cool. It creates FOMO and liquidity. So if you see a room with 3 to 4 spots, I'm going to click it. Great. The hard stop mechanic. The game loop. Cool. If the app is called hard stop, the ending needs to be brutal and comedic. The mechanic, every meeting has a strict countdown, 10 minutes. That's a long time. Visual, giant red clock is always visible in the UI. Hard part, when the room cuts to black instantly, no goodbyes. Closes, gets to the point. All right. The AI moderator. Cool. Yep, the AI shouldn't just be a helper, should be a character of a stressful project manager. Right. I'm thinking of the guy on Instagram who's like, and everybody here, okay, yep, how was your, oh, yep, oh, just gonna let her in the office. Like, that sort of a vibe seems pretty funny. Hard stop. Okay. Stop live, cool. Feed. Cool, I can browse existing lobbies, create a new hard stop. Slot 4 fills. Cool. The end, timer hit 0, cuts go. All right, cool. You might should get if you let people leave whenever. Hard stop. Okay, I think that this makes sense. There's still some things I'm not like 100% on, but I like the idea of just not having a date and a time selected. We'll just use the current date in the display of the card. I also like the idea of having the moderator. I'd have to think about how you get the moderator to be a part of this. Maybe one person's the moderator, and we just give the cards to the person, and it's their job to like shuffle through and keep the topics going. That could actually work. Let's refine this concept a little bit more. As the person who creates the hard stop, they are the moderator. And it's their job to sort of like generate the topics and keep the conversation moving. And these webinars can go as long as everyone's participating. The hard stop piece is the question. Maybe the conversation keeps going until everyone has to hard stop out. All right, these are like not even complete thoughts, and I'm just gonna use it to kind of help me shape this. But what I'm gonna do, as you can imagine, is I'm gonna ask Gemini to organize my thinking into iterations for our other app. It's probably gonna destroy it because yeah, this is really great. Oh my God, this is so funny. All right, so I'm just going to start working on some of this. So I'm going to say, let's actually get rid of the event date. We're going to just default to the current date. Be shown on the webinar slide. Okay, so we'll get rid of that. Let's go. Let's see what's going on here. Cool. This pivots. Then we came from speed dating to survival, the most interesting. Yeah. Or the most, could be. If the host is moderating, the room seems open as long as other people engage. Hard stop isn't a timer anymore, it's a threat. The meeting is fragile. If people get bored, if they leave, hard stop, the room collapses. Here's the refined concept based on the attrition model. Cool. The core loop. The host, the captain, you, the user, spin up a room, deep dive on why hot dogs are sandwiches. Your job are the content engine. Cool. You are the content. Yes. You control panel. Great. So you have a pivot topic. You hit it, AI serves you a new prompt. Right. Pivot to the bun meat ratio. You guide the ship. The guests, if you'll, strangers join your lobby. Yep, they're there to talk. They have zero obligation to stay. The mechanic is the hard stop button. Great. There is no leave quietly button. It's only one big hard stop. The exit. When a guest clicks it, the sound plays maybe a harsh door slam or a corporate ping. Their video feed cuts to black automatically and a message appears. Dave had a hard stop. It creates social pressure. You don't just fade, you announce your departure. I don't know if this is this dynamic's correct yet, but we can just keep it going for now. All right, endgame critical mass. This is how the meeting ends. A room requires quorum. Yep. You start with 4 people. Guess it. Yeah, hard stop. Great. Garcia. The room is now just the host. The system action critical mass loss. The vibe turns the webinar into a game of chicken. How long you keep the group interested for there? This isn't correct yet, but it's still kind of ridiculous and funny. All right, so refining the host UI, the God mode. Since the host is the moderator, the screen looks different. They need the tools to keep the energy up. So teleprompter, spotlight, cool, the nudge. Yeah, this is cool. Give me directions for Gemini to make the iterations to our previous version. A markdown file would be best. All right, cool. All right, so let's see what we can do. And I told it to get rid of that, so it's just going to be the date. And I already updated the date. That's awesome. Now, what I'm going to do, too, is I'm going to say, give me a summary of what you've built and implemented thus far. Okay. And this way, what I can do is I can kind of pass that context back to Google Gemini. Let's see. And that way, it can kind of figure out where we are before I kind of finalize these. I don't think it would be a problem, but it's like, I don't know. I feel like it's good to share context if I have an opportunity to do that. So that is what I shall do. All right. Cool. Come on, Gemini 3 Pro preview. What are we doing? I gotta go to bed. Let's go. It's a little slow. I mean, I know it's done a lot, but I also just like, come on. What else we gotta go? What else are you doing here, man? All right, I'm gonna open this up and make this a little bit wider. Wait, no, cancel. I'm not leaving. Okay, cool. Okay, cool. Cool. Okay, so I'm going to just say, great, real quick, just so you know, here's how far Gemini got with the other app. Super Whisper always pastes my conversation from the voice to the clipboard. That's why that gets lost. That's okay. Well, that's okay. Come on. All right. All right. This is excellent news. And just that's functional. We are not starting from scratch. We're just repurposing them instead of webinar generated. Yeah. Okay. But look, if you're thinking you're going to change the purpose of this, you are sorely mistaken. you need to think about what you're proposing here. What Gemini has already created is something we want. We need to think about new ways of extending functionality into the new features we've created. For instance, we still need the topic generator when the user is creating their topic. What we don't want to do is sacrifice that for the sake of the new feature. Make sure the existing feature set remains intact, and make sure that you're suggesting iterations that build upon what we already have. And then I'm going to do this in a markdown file. Okay. Great. Right. Cool. All right, so this should help us out. Right. Cool. Right. Cool. So I gotta review this. I'm so tempting to just copy and paste this thing. Good. The decoupling is good. So decouple it so it can serve 3 specific roles. Connect the wizard to the lobby. Yep. Cool. All right. All right, cool. This looks good. I am going to now do the reckless thing and copy paste it because this is just for fun. There's also I think there's a button that lets me go back. Reset the conversation. Reload the app. Save app. Well, you know what I'm going to do? I'm going to save the app. I'm just going to save it. That way, I guess maybe I'll have a timestamp. I don't know. I'm not trying to leave. This is a bug, Google. If you're watching this, I don't want to leave. I'm going to just send another prompt here to keep things going. But yeah, I guess if you are just learning how to do this vibe code thing, the most frustrating thing is losing your progress. I'm actually not super worried about it, except for the fact that there's 2 save buttons, and every time I try to navigate out the page, it's thinking I'm going to go. So maybe I should be. But I just want to see what this does. I think it'd be really funny. Let's see. I'm also thinking too, like when I have this theme here, this is my starting point. And what I wanted to do is I wanted to generate the webinar like background based on the type of the type of conversation. So like navigating burnt popcorn, like that should be a bunch of like people in the background with burnt popcorn. And that should be the nano banana thing. We'll figure this out in a sec. But I want to see what this does first. Now I want you to assume with our latest instructions, you had to combine them with our previous instructions to create a comprehensive markdown file describing this app. Please give me it in a markdown file with a task-based flow. So what I'm going to do now is I'm going to have Gemini kind of like grab everything we've thought of, and then I'm going to just start another version just for fun. There's another tool right now called Anti-Gravity by Google. I'm not a Google guy or anything. These are the new ones I want to try. Oh, I think I already downloaded this. Hold on. Well, you know what? Let's say. Google Anti-Gravity. Maybe I didn't do this. I'll download it. All right, let's come back here. Cool. Actually, you know what I'm going to do? Do I want to do that? I'm gonna do this just for fun. I'm gonna pull up a little Claude code. Let's say. Okay, let's do this. I'm gonna just run a little Claude code in the background, and that way we'll have another copy. And I'm gonna just do this in the background. Documents, code, canvas, and a hard stop. Okay. Yeah, so my thinking here behind creating another copy is I just want to like make sure I have something. Even just the markdown file is great because I can just come back and have Google AI Studio do this again. But now I will just have another. I'm going to have another version of this thing. Local. Open. Hard stop. Open. Okay, cool. Okay. That's that. Project Hard Stop, corporate survival platform. Cool. Nice. Okay, so I'm just copying this into my Claude code. You can't see it right now because I haven't figured out how to share my whole screen. Trust the work step. Yep. Yeah, so in short, Claude basically launched a version of its desktop app that now does Claude Code, and so it can write code in the browser. Anyways, that's just happening in the background. Let's come back here. What do we got going on? All right, cool. Decompose visually create. Okay, cool. So all right, so I guess I'm just going to try this. Reimagining waiting rooms, synergizing naps, 2 people, generate webinar assets. Okay, so now I'm going to just start debugging a little bit. When I click generate webinar assets, nothing happens. Because if it really had done all this stuff, it should at least create this and then put it on that home page. So we're going to see if it actually does it. We'll see. Cool. I've got this. You know what we're going to do in the meantime, too, is I want to say, can you create a logo for this company? Give me 3 variations, multi-view. Got to just keep moving here. By the way, I'm going to do a hard stop at an hour. So if you're still with me, amazing. But this is fun because now I have to make this work in an hour. And if not, I got to be back tomorrow or something. Let's say. I'm also going to see if I can't. Oh, these are so bad. Wow, those are so bad. Can you just please imagine instead that you're from a advertising agency in the 90s and try again? Your influences are Oakley, Fruitopia, and Airwalk sneakers. All right, let's try that. Although in retrospect, no, these are so bad. That's just so bad. I'm still worried about. Okay, here's our event. Okay. This is something different. That's correct. Disrupting awkward silence. Unpacking the office printer. Holistic approach to spreadsheets. I like that. We'll do 4. Generate the webinar. Provisioning the room. Okay. So now we're seeing some stuff work. After I generate the assets, it starts provisioning the room, but then I get a white screen. What should go here? You know, and ideally, this is the freaking live. Well, is it the live view? I think it's like it's a waiting room, actually. Oh my God, look at this craziness. Wow, it actually threw a logo in there. Liquid Chaos. No, try again. We need like a 90s corporate sort of vibe now that I'm thinking about it. Think about like Office Space and the aesthetic of offices from that time. Yeah, I'm just like not, like, that's way too aggressive. Way too aggressive. See what this is doing. I'm going to check on my Claude code real quick. Always allow, always allow, always allow, always allow. Come on, we're coming up on less than 3 minutes. I got to go to bed. Also, I really want this to be... I really want those assets. Like, I want the slides to have these nano banana kind of related things in the background. Okay, cool. It knows it's messed up. Let's go. This is ridiculous. Okay, cool. Why is this thing doing this? It's probably broken. I'm sure it's broken. Lukewarm coffee. That's 2. That's more of an intimate conversation. Okay. Still failed. Can I... No, that's not going to work. Is it going to give me the console? I'm just going to... This is a little thing I do. You probably know about this. Just do a little copy of the console and just say, like, lots of errors still. In this way, you can start trying to figure out what's going on. Not the most exciting version here. I gotta tell you, if this is your first time here to Vibe Code Show Bro, you know, we have a habit of creating things that are way too ambitious and trying with a ton of integrity to make it work, but sometimes it just doesn't, and that's okay. We're gonna try to keep this moving. We've only got 20 seconds left, and if you're still here with me, oh, these are getting better. I like this one. That's pretty good. Or that. Ooh, okay. All right. These are ours. I'll see you tomorrow. If you like this, come back.